Families told us about their experience of adversity prior to receiving support from the Reaching Out Supporting Families programme. They told us, we felt lost, isolated and unsupported.
I was suffering from really bad depression. I just didn't see a light at the end of the tunnel. Because of my daughter's health issues, I spent a lot of years feeling isolated at home, protecting her. And then when she had the stroke, I felt like I was banging my head against a brick wall.
I feel the whole family needed support. I didn't always feel it was there until Bolster became part of our lives. It wasn't there. Quite literally, it wasn't there.
At the start of our journey with her, you kind of don't want to be a burden on people and you don't know what to ask for, you don't know what's available. It's completely, at the start you find you're in a dark tunnel with no torch and you've no idea what resources are available or who's out there to help or what to ask for, you know.
Help from the Reaching Out Supporting Families programme has added quality to our life.
It's just been a good help for us, you know, in terms of, I suppose, adding quality to our life. Because I know people look at me and think, God, I couldn't do what you do and all this. And I'm kind of thinking my life isn't all that bad. We have a great quality of life now. It's different, but with all the support, it's opened up our horizons to so much more opportunities, to meet amazing families, to meet people who want to help, to chat to people who've been in similar situations to us, and just to get out there and enjoy family days. And it's great, like, I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't say I wouldn't have gone to one of their family days. It wasn't beneficial. I think everything we've taken part in has been really good, to be honest, and they make it easy.
We can't always do the things that we want to do as a family, you know. So for my younger wee man to be able to say, okay, do you know what, they're running this summer scheme. I know he will be in the best place. He'll have great friends. He'd be incredibly well looked after, and he has had some fantastic, fantastic days because of that I would not have been able to give him otherwise.
He's not missing out on being a youngster because of the challenges that are within our family at this minute in time, you know, and that's definitely down to Bolster, definitely.
And even like from the point of even learning how to play with my child, I feel so much more confident. My confidence has rose massively from Sense's help.
Having some place you can go that you can talk to somebody, you know, you just don't feel as isolated.
The sessions made me feel in lockdown that somebody really, really cared about our daughter, cared about us as a family, and really were trying to help us move forward.
Reflecting on their experiences of accessing support, families told us, we need to know that it's okay to ask for help.
They taught me that it's all right to say that. It's all right to say that I'm struggling, I need help, and you know, don't be afraid to ask for help. And you know, don't be afraid to put yourself out there because it's not just you, it's for the benefit of my daughter and for everybody else, the whole family circle.
I always felt I've got this totally under control. Everything's great. And then when I hit a bump in the road, it really kind of floored me, to be honest, because I wasn't controlling it. And I was really struggling, but I was struggling to ask for help.
We need services to take a holistic, whole family approach to offering support.
One sick child has a humongous backlash and ripple effect on the entire family. And obviously a child that was as ill as my child is, and was even worse at that time prior to medication and prior to any support. A child that is that ill, you know the whole family is in need of support.
We need access to timely support.
I think possibly had more support been put in place earlier, it would have been, I'm not going to say it would have been easier, but it would have taken a lot of the pressures away.
Life is just, you're looking down the barrel of a gun. And I think in terms of all services, you know, it should be given to you at the start, I think. You shouldn't have to go looking for it as much as we had to.
We value peer support.
It took away that sense of feeling alone, you know, that we were the only people in the world going through what we were going through. And it's just nice to know that it was good for me to know that other people were struggling too. That was a big thing for me, you know, when I realised, God, this is quite normal, and it's quite normal to feel like that. That in itself helped.
To be able to go somewhere where you don't have to explain yourself, or you don't have to, everybody was going along probably. And I'm not saying that they would have been in a similar boat to us, but they all had their own difficulties at home, and it was just a space where you could just go and be yourself without having to worry about trying to explain yourself or explain why you might possibly have needed to run away quick if you got a phone call, or, it was just that safe space that you could just be there.
We need information, advice and support to help us navigate a complex landscape of disjointed services and supports.
It just was a very easy, gradual pathway that they made it. It was seamless. There was no issues. You asked and they gave you any information that you needed, and they nearly anticipated what you would need. And that, I suppose, is something that's what they're good at. Because they could say, look, your child is complex. We deal with so many kids with complexities. We know what will be good for you as a mum. They knew exactly what we would need. And I didn't know what I would need. Her dad didn't know what we would need, but they knew exactly what we would want.
I think the resources there should be very well laid out, maybe online, or just a contact person working maybe in a non-profit organisation, or working in the NHS, or working in the hospital. A social worker even could come out maybe at the start and just go through what's there, just to give you that blanket of support that you can avail of if you want to, because the resources came to us because I had researched.
Services should be proactive in reaching out to families.
You're going through so much every day with your complex child, and our daughter won't feed herself. She can't do anything for herself, basically, and as I said, things can turn dark in an instant. We can end up in A&E, we could end up in ICU. You don't have time to be scrolling through leaflets.
It's a spectrum. It's not just about disabilities. It's about people who experience mental health issues, or there's just such a range of things. The last thing some people want is to be a burden. And you've people that will know exactly what to do with the system. And you've other people then that just don't know what to do. And it's those people that may look like they're doing great in life, but deep down, they could be suffering massively because they're afraid to ask for help, or they feel like, oh, I wouldn't be entitled to that. And it's not about being entitled, it's about availing of services that could massively benefit your life.
We need professionals and services to work together in taking a coordinated approach to offering support.
I'm sure I'm not the only person in Northern Ireland this has happened to. There's a bit missing there somewhere along the line in communication, where the hospital should have been able to say to Brain Injury Matters, look, we've got a family here and there's going to be long roads ahead. There's a big missing part there, maybe that's the best way of putting it. I feel really strongly about this because I would hate to think that. I would feel so devastated for another mother to feel the way I was feeling.
Services should be family-led.
They allowed me to set my own goals and my own targets rather than them setting them for me. So I was basically only doing what I had said myself that I wanted to do, and they were just aiding me along. They were holding my hand along the way and guiding me in the right direction.